Tank Bigsby is clearly going to be the starting running back for Auburn in 2021. Shivers will more than likely be the backup, but the question is, who will be the running back behind Tank and Shivers? Let's talk about it. Running back Jarquez Hunter brings something a little different to the Plains, so first let's take a look at his measurables. Jarquez is 6 feet tall, 222 pounds, and more than likely will be number 27 unless that changes. Hunter was named Mississippi's Mr. Football for a good reason. During his senior season, he ran for 1,687 yards and 22 touchdowns. Jarquez was also a gifted athlete in track. During his sophomore season, he was a state qualifier for the 100-meter dash, which he ran in 11.04 seconds. And to give you an idea of how fast that is, if you translate that to a 40-yard dash, according to milesplit.com, that would equate to a 4.6 second 40. That is an impressive stat for a sophomore in high school, and he's had 2 years since then to get even better and faster. And with that speed and his running capabilities that we've seen in his film, he has all the ingredients to become an absolutely explosive running back for Auburn. One thing that should be noted is that the stats I just gave you for his senior season is with only 8 games being played last year. In a typical season, he would have played 13 to 14 games. Look at this stat sheet behind me, and you can see that when he played 8 games last year, he did have 22 touchdowns. But the season before his junior year, with 14 games played, he only had 29 touchdowns. That's still a lot, but think about what he could have done in the 2021 season if he'd had another 5 or 6 games to play. We'll never know truly what he could have done, but that just shows how impressive his senior season really was. Before you watch the rest of this video, do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe if you've not already done so. Now let's jump back into the rest of this video. One thing you'll notice with Jarquez is that he has the potential for explosive plays. So I want you to take a look at a few highlights from his senior season, and you're going to see what I'm talking about. So when he gets the ball, if he can get to that outside, if he can get around that edge, he just has that ability to bust a huge run for potential touchdowns or huge yards. He just he turns on those burners. He turns on that speed that he has from running track, and he can just get away from defenders and make something big happen. Jarquez is also a very physical running back. Take a look at what he does on this return once he gets the ball and comes into contact with 2 defenders. Watch how he handles this situation. There you can see he gets the ball, knocks over one, and trucks this guy. I mean, Jarquez is a physical running back. Jarquez also has a few talents and interests that you may not know about. For example, did you know that Jarquez Hunter can jump out of the pool? Let me show you what I mean. And here he goes. I don't know how difficult that is, but it looks nearly impossible to me. Something else you may not know is that Jarquez Hunter can dunk in boots. Take a look at this clip. And here he goes. Boom. And his comment on this one was, "Man, I think I jump better in my boots." And finally, if you did not know, Jarquez Hunter also likes riding horses. This is something I didn't know about him, but I think it adds an extra layer of just interest. He seems like a really interesting guy, really down-to-earth guy. And from some other stuff I've seen, he seems like a very hard worker, so I expect his work ethic on the football field to really shine through, and I think it will benefit him in the long run, because I think he's going to have a great career at Auburn once he gets a chance to start. With these Better Know a Player videos, I always try to make a final take or a final prediction, and with Jarquez Hunter, I expect him to be our number 3 running back this season. Obviously, he will be behind Tank and Shaun Shivers. With that being said, I think Hunter does have the potential to get that number 2 or for sure that number 3 spot, but it will depend on how he does in practice and how he does when he gets a chance to get in the game. When will he get in the game? I think we might see a little from him during some of those smaller games. I doubt we'll see him in the first game against Akron, but we could see him in some of those smaller games, maybe the Mississippi State game if we get really far ahead. I don't expect to see him in a starting role though. Looking towards the future, this is Shaun Shiver's senior season, so he's going to be gone next year. Tank will still be the starter, but it could be Tank's final season in the 2022 season. He could very well go to the NFL after that. That means Jarquez Hunter needs to put in the work, which I think he will. He needs to shine through when he gets a chance to be on the field, and I think he has a chance next season to be running back number 2 and possibly running back number 1 once Tank is gone. Is this what's going to happen? Only time will tell, but with his physicality and his dynamic ability to run and ability to make explosive plays, I think he has a very, very bright future at Auburn. I hope you enjoyed this video on Jarquez Hunter. If you have another Auburn player you'd like for me to spotlight, please let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this one, please hit the like button if you've not already done so. And if you are one of those guys who continues to watch the videos without subscribing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and do it. That way you will never miss an update and will never miss when I drop a new video. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.